Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jeff with ACSIM. We're getting ready to go in another IMSA sports car series race on iRacing here at Laguna Seca. And you might notice my view of the grid here looks a little bit different. I'm on the front row. That's because I'm driving one of the Daytona prototypes. Turned the fastest lap time, but just two of us in the prototype class. We got a full field, I think 37 total cars in this field. So there's going to be a lot of traffic. Look at all those GT3 cars from 14th to 37th. Some GT Le Mans cars that we'll have to deal with here in the middle of the field. But it's just me and this guy right here. We'll go head-to-head here. We're going to go ahead and turn my fuel down. I'm going to just take 6 gallons on the pit stop. That should give me about 10 laps. So I'm thinking of pitting, maybe like lap 22-ish, 23. We'll see how the fuel situation goes. I might crank that up. Let's take the 7 just to be safe. Now that I'm looking at it, because I do have the pace lap, so it's probably a little bit more than I need, but I'm going to try to be a little conservative on the fuel situation. And I'll run it around here in 4th gear on the pace lap so that we have plenty of fuel. Spent the whole weekend at Laguna Seca for a vintage sports car race. Had some vintage NASCAR stuff that was pretty cool. So hopefully I'm going to have some videos up sometime this week of those races. Going to make a little video like the last one of the Ferrari Challenge video. So should be coming up soon. I might not be able to work on it until the weekend. We'll see. A lot of good stuff coming up in the NASCAR schedule, or in the iRacing schedule, not NASCAR schedule, iRacing schedule for the next week. Was looking at, I believe the IMSA is going to Suzuka, which I don't actually own that track on iRacing, so I'd have to buy it and learn it, but it could be pretty fun. And then IndyCar is obviously an Indy, so that could be kind of interesting. I don't own the IndyCar yet either, so I might buy it just to run a IndyCar race.
What if I am serious?
So you can see the GT Le Mans field. They're actually giving us a lot of space. They're dropping way back, which is kind of nice if you're in that group to start well back of the next guys ahead of you. I mean, we're fast enough we should get away, but their leading class will want some open track, not have to deal with passing the slower prototypes. Sometimes that can be an issue. So here we go. We're gonna go 45 minutes. We're gonna make 1 pit stop.
Green, green, green.
And green's out. Let's go. So speed-wise, I think I have this guy covered. It's just going to be down to me making any serious mistakes or pit stop strategy. I don't know what he's going to attempt to do. And then obviously a lot of traffic because we got 37 cars on the track. A lot of the GT3 cars that are going to be a lot slower than us. So anything can happen in traffic. I'm going to try to build a gap as quickly as I can. That way I don't have to be too crazy in traffic.
Come on,
And get wide enough there on the entry to that corner. A little conservative on the cold tires. Let them build up. The car gets better as I go on. I actually did a full 45-minute run because I ran another race, and I was the only prototype in the class. There was nobody else in it. The most I've seen of prototypes in these races is like 4, and it was really difficult for me to find a race where there was more prototypes running than just me. So I finally found one other guy that was going to run. but not a popular car. It is the older style prototype, not the newer Daytona prototypes that based on the LMP2 cars. This is based on the, you know, full tube chassis deal. Hopefully we get one of those, like a Cadillac prototype would be awesome, or even just the global LMP2 would be really nice. It would fit well with the other Le Mans series that they've got on iRacing, which is, I believe, Class B. So I'm not quite eligible for that. You are eligible to run this prototype at Class C, because the entire IMSA series is Class C. So I'm gonna gradually start picking up my lap times here. I got a gap on this guy now. Let's start pushing it, getting away now.
Come on, dude.
Somebody's not happy.
I got it. You're right, idiot. Green hat. Name.
Somebody just said you guys suck. Something bad must have happened back there. Oop, forgot fourth gear there. Lost a lot of time on that section because I forgot to upshift. The GT3 car, I'm always in my gear and I leave it there. It's a little bit different. This car, you can really get on the gas a lot earlier than the GT3 cars. Has a lot more cornering speed.
I don't.
We're catching that GT3 field very quickly. Won't be long before we're there. Building the gap to the guy behind me. It's now 6 seconds.
Hold the brake, dude. Next one is forward, no traction.
And I think the other prototype might have wrecked. I think I might be the only one left. Well, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to have somebody to race. I'm still racing for the overall, but this car obviously has a big advantage over the GT Le Mans cars. So the chances that they will beat you are fairly slim. I mean, you got an incredible driver in the GT Le Mans, and it's possible. I mean, I've seen it actually happen, but So this one is looking pretty good in our favor. Now I'm just going to focus on getting a clean race. Now that the other guys made a mistake and crashed out or something. Wasn't my best run through there. Traffic's still going to be very interesting. This is a tough track to pass, even when guys are a lot slower. It can still be pretty difficult to get around some of these GT cars. Going to use this straightaway to get by this car. Sure he gives the room.
Right. All clear, all clear.
So now we're going to start lapping some of this field. It'd be cool to put the whole field lot down. I don't know if that's possible. GT Le Mans car is about 13 seconds back, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that. We can try though. It'll be kind of fun. Got one running off ahead of us. I'm just kind of watching these guys from a distance here before I get to them to kind of see what they're doing. I can see he runs wide off the corner, so we definitely don't want to try to make a pass on the outside of this guy. Let's try to set him up. Oh, he's going off in the corkscrew.
We're on your right. All clear, all clear.
He's in the gravel. So that was easy. Let's keep pushing here. Another one running wide. Is he going to give me the inside here?
We're on the right.
We're making our way through traffic now. So I'm probably not going to upload the other video of the Daytona prototype race, just because I was the only guy. It was pretty boring. I actually pitted early and did not hit any traffic almost the entire race, so not a great one to show. That one it was kind enough to give us some room. Ooh, man. He was really slow through there.
Got one on your right. All clear.
Almost hit him. The green one actually followed us through there. And you can see that, I mean, that cost us 2 seconds on our lap, basically. Just waiting on that guy to find a place we could pass him. So this way, when you get the clean track, you really want to try to build the gaps that you can. You know you're going to lose time on these laps when you're passing traffic, so really important to good clean laps when you get the opportunity.
Got one on your left. All clear, all clear.
Taking the brakes a little harder to get in the inside of that corner. We're going to hit our first GT Le Mans car next. So we're already lapping up into the faster, the mid-level cars. Actually, he got back by one of the GT3s, so...
one on your right.
He's gonna give me there.
On the right.
Looks like we had one spin coming off the corner too. He's getting going.
No worries. Good. Thanks.
Car on your left. Keep right there.
Take the inside. We're clear. Get back on our lane.
Hold it back here.
So much traffic. Oh, downshifted a little extra there. Probably was a little conservative. They gave us the lane there. That was one of the GT Le Mans cars, the first one that we've encountered. Being pretty conservative here.
Car on your left. Stay right. All clear, all clear.
Alright, a little bit of clean track here.
Dude, you can't park it on the driving line. You gotta go at least. I think you're kind of on the high. You slow down. I'm not anticipating it, so I'm just trying to run my line and the car parks for me, and I can't get to that.
Got one of the GT Le Mans Fords. Such a good looking car. Love the way that thing looks when you're coming up behind it. That's the Ford GT. He's going to give us the preferred line. Very nice of him. Heading more to the GT3s. Or GT Daytona is what they're actually called on the IMSA. In iRacing, they just call them the GT3 cars.
Car on your left. All clear, all clear.
Ooh,
You got one on your left. Clear on the left.
almost ran him over. Easy way to keep up with the laps or the time remaining is we should be doing about 31 or 32 laps in this 45-minute race. So 13 down right now, or we're working lap 13, that is. So long ways to go still. Keep battling this lap traffic. Oh, I don't know where you're going, dude.
You got one on your left. Clear on the left.
I got off track there. The guy kind of messed me up a little bit. Wasn't really sure what he was thinking.
I
I'd prefer if guys didn't move over. Just stay, you know, in the preferred line and I'll work around you.
Just move straight away, don't do it.
But everybody's a little different. That's what makes it difficult to get through traffic, is everybody has a different idea where they should be. Mixed class racing it's a whole different animal, but it's a ton of fun.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at the
I prefer being the faster car. Honestly, I don't like watching my mirrors for the leader. You're gonna give us the inside.
We're all good. It's frustrating whenever
Clear on the right.
that's not proper.
Alright, keep digging. Man, these guys are having a whole freaking conversation, aren't they? Let's just mute them. Driving me nuts. Got in a little hot there. Had to adjust my line. That's not the fast way through the corkscrew. It's amazing this weekend at the vintage races I went to. The most spins and off tracks I saw was on that corner, which is really interesting. I mean, guys were just, especially the stock cars. I saw a guy spin out like 2 or 3 times in that one spot.
Got one on your right. All clear, all
Got in
clear.
there deep. Kind of worked for me. Get around that guy. So now we're starting to lap the GT3 field again. This car's already 1 lap down. This one we're coming up on. You can just imagine what running, you know, a really tight race with 2 equal drivers in these prototypes would be like. They're just absolutely nuts trying to get around traffic while racing each other. Woo. Hello.
Car on your right. Clear on the right.
Damn. That cost me a ton of time. So we're coming up on the 5th and 4th place GT3 drivers, and they're already in lap traffic themselves, so, and racing each other, so we got to be conscious of that. It's easy being the GT3 cars that just, you got so much going on, you start to lose track of where the prototypes are. You're watching where your next person on the track you're racing is, and just make sure that they're aware of us. I do have a button on my steering wheel that's set up to flash the headlights. I haven't used it yet, but if somebody starts giving us problems, we can start using the headlights. Gonna check our fuel situation. We can go another 9 laps. Ooh, got one going off the track.
On your right. Stay left. Clear on the right.
Ooh, hit the curb on the inside there. Don't like entering that corner like that. That was one of the GT3 cars that went off in front of us. So we're well past halfway at this point. Just keep running good laps. Still leading both the class and the overall. You got a little off track there. Finally got some clear track. I wanted to run some hot laps and just pushed it a little too far on the exit of that corner. Almost did it again.
Or on your right.
Couldn't get back to the throttle as early because I had that guy on the outside. Not a bad lap though.
Got a poker on the right.
Man, that was scary. Luckily he didn't like park it in the line. He was kind of a little off when he was trying to save that car. Still running pretty conservative laps, I think. My last lap was only on the 119. I can run like 117s. Oh, man. Did not get in there correctly. Especially as fuel burns off, I should be able to get in the 117s. Start getting through there a little better.
Got about 5 laps.
I'm gonna run another lap or two. I was thinking I wanted to get to 22. Where I wanted to be. This should be my better lap. Best lap so far.
On your right.
118.8.
Right.
This one's probably not going to be so good because of the traffic. back off a little bit. Because of these guys.
Got one on your right. All clear, all clear. Got one on your right.
I don't want to shove it in here.
Clear on the
That
right.
was scary. I didn't want to go for it, but he started backing off to let me. That was a little sketch. I was kind of hoping he'd just carry the speed through there and I could pull up behind him, sneak between the two cars, and beat him on the next straightaway. Oh, got another one off. Coming up another one of the GT Le Mans cars. Sorry, just looking at the fuel situation. I think I'm going to pit on this lap.
Got one on your right. All clear, all clear.
Just want to make sure I got it set to add 7 gallons. Set correctly. Oh no, went off again. Tires are off. So much going on setting up for the pit stops. Just start making little mistakes here. So we should be good. Alright, we're going to head for the pits this time. No tires, just fuel. And we'll hit right back on the track. This is one of the tightest pit entries right here. Get the pit road limiters on. And let's throw it up to second gear, it won't matter, but just make it easier on the exit. We're right in the first pit box this time. Nice and easy. Alright, fuel's going in. We can watch it go in here. I guess I didn't actually need to add. That was another mistake on my part. I didn't need to add 7 gallons. I was thinking I needed 7 gallons at the end. So I took a little bit too much there. Bad math on my part. That's alright, we're still in pretty good shape. We had such a big lead. I don't think it's going to matter too much at this point. Just got to keep that in mind for the next one. I'd like to make it a habit of running these prototype races. I'll see if I can look into the forums and what time they actually get full fields. Usually these cars that aren't as used as much, the guys that do run them a lot have a specific time that they set up. Usually the high like strength of field races where you get a bunch of really good drivers all together and have big fields. That'd be kind of fun to run, you know, with a bunch of these prototypes together. This has been, so far, one of my favorite cars to drive. I have driven this car before. Me and a friend did the 6 hours at the Glen, just the two of us, and it was a ton of fun. I think we ended up finishing like 3rd overall or something. Like, we had a couple mistakes early, and what happened was we had a pit error. We didn't really understand how the driver change setup worked. And when my buddy got to the pits, he backed out. And then we realized, like, that was basically calling for a tow, and we had to basically sit there for a full lap, and that put us behind the 8-ball. Once we figured out how the driver swap worked, then it was a little bit easier to go from there. And we got back in the race and kept digging. And I think we ended up pulling out a 3rd or 4th place. I'll have to look and see. But it was a ton of fun. That was my first experience with a prototype. And that was one of the iRacing events that's open to anybody to run. And yeah, they put them on. And you usually have a ton of splits. I think there was like 600, 700 people that were signed up for that race. It was really cool. just going to see where we're at overall. Got about 14 seconds back to the GT Le Mans car behind me. Love this clean track when you get it. Watch that green tracker just keep getting lower and lower and lower. Love it. And then of course we're gonna hit traffic. Woo! He's going off. Here we go. Even with giving up all that time, it's still going to be one of our better laps. 1:18.8. Not too shabby.
You got one on your left. Clear on the left.
Coming up on more GT3 cars.
Clear on the left. You got one on your left. All clear, all clear.
I got in there a little too hot. He got in there a little too hot. Scared me. Still up on my best lap here. This is going to be a pretty good one if I can bring this around without any issues. Kind of dove in there a little too hard. Gave some time back, but not a bad lap. 1:18.5. Quick yellow flag ahead of us. Somebody must have went around, got it going. More GT3 cars up ahead. Hit that curve hard. Dust flying everywhere. Getting the late stages of this one, so everybody's really pushing.
You got one on your your right. All clear, all clear.
Should be just about 2-3 laps to go. See, 7 minutes, probably about 3-4 laps. Another GT3 car. I'm not sure where you're going, dude.
Got one on your left. Still there.
Okay. You
All
protected
clear,
the
all
bottom.
clear. Got one on your left.
That was interesting.
Clear on the left.
Kind of scared me there. I wasn't really sure where he was going to go. You protected the bottom. Maybe take the outside, but I was afraid he was going to push up into me.
Got one on your right.
So I'd prefer if people
All
just,
clear.
you know, ran the racing line like that guy did. And I'll just make my way around you. We're getting through this field pretty quick. Got some nice open track here, so I'll try to run some good laps. See what kind of lap times we can turn here towards the end of this race. Cars should be just getting better and better now. Ooh, I hit the inside curb really hard. We're okay. It's all good, it's all good. We got it. I just chased it out to the dirt. I didn't even try to save it. I didn't want to spin it. It's just trying to go for a little too much there on the lap. Probably about 2 laps to go at this point. A little conservative now. Kind of scared myself. So you give me the line there. I was gonna go the inside, and I don't think he saw me coming down there. Just cut across. I was expecting the white flag right there. No, nothing. Good thing I took that little bit extra fuel, I guess. So much gravel on the track. Gonna go to the outside. He didn't want me to. There we go.
All clear, all clear.
Works for me.
Got one on your right. Stay left. All clear, all clear.
Working lap 33 now. Still no sign of that white flag. These guys are racing for position, so I don't want to mix them up too much.
Clear on the left. Car on your right. Clear on the right.
They got a 5th place car in their class too, racing with them. So he needs to get around as well. It's gonna be a little more difficult for him. There's the white flag. Alright, we got GT Le Mans cars ahead of us. They're a little bit quicker. I shouldn't catch them as fast. So let's see if I got some clean track now, what I could run. I'd like to just throw down a screaming lap here, just for the hell of it. Pretty good. The tracker's going green now. Means we're up on our previous best. Didn't get through there so hot. Alright, we're going to get our first Daytona prototype win in the IMSA iRacing Sports Car Series. Whew, that was fun. That's a long race, but that was a lot of fun. I'm hoping to do more of these prototype races. Probably do one of the GT3 and the prototypes when I, find tracks that I'm comfortable with doing it. Still kind of working up towards it. Going to keep doing some more in the Cadillac and the Spec Ford, so maybe start doing some skip barber or something. So keep checking back for more videos. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're watching. I had somebody today message me on the forums. It's pretty cool. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.